Okay, so... Oh...
You distract me.
Hey guys, my name is April, and this is Jeff.
Hey.
And welcome to Let's Talk, where we pick a topic and talk about it. This week, we're talking about Juneau, Alaska. What is it? It is a city.
And the capital.
And capital of Alaska.
Which seems kind of weird, because it's like...
Small.
So far south in Alaska. That's what they picked. I guess it was like the first settlement. Or, I'm probably wrong on that. But I'm guessing a lot of people came from the east and came there and formed that settlement.
So we actually traveled to Juneau June 29th, right?
Yeah, June of 2019.
Yeah.
Like on, I think the 20th? So we went during the, what do they call that? The summer solstice?
Is that what it was?
So the day with the longest,
oh yeah, that's right.
Longest period of light.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we got there at like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Maybe 9. And like, it was...
At night.
At night. It was dark, but you could still see a little bit of light because it's cloudy. But on the other days, when we go to bed, it would technically be twilight all night. Like, sunset was like 2:30 in the morning.
Yes! Sunrise was like 4.
Or maybe, no. Sunset was like...
No, it was like...
10:30.
Yes. But it was like...
Twilight lasted the whole night. Like, you could see that, like, light blue.
It didn't look night as everyone else would think.
So yeah, you couldn't see the sun because it was below the horizon, but you would see the twilight.
Yes.
Pass by. So that was a really interesting experience.
Very annoying.
It's very hard to sleep because we'd wake up like at 4.
I would wake up so
because it was like
early.
light.
But I know it's different in the winter because they get darker.
Yeah, less light.
And I don't want to experience that.
Yeah, so I think there it would probably be 4 hours of light because I think it was 4 hours of dark.
Yes. I have family that live up there, which is the reason why we went up there. And I think you asked her the question, how do you get used to the light? And she's just like, you just do. Like,
yeah,
no.
you don't really have a choice. I mean,
if you've lived there long enough.
Yeah, which she's lived there her whole life.
Yes,
so.
Then it would make more sense. So, I mean, thankfully it was the summer.
Yeah, the weather was pretty good.
Yes.
It did rain a lot still. I mean,
yes.
But I think that's expected for the area. I don't remember the population. It's got to be
I don't know.
30.
That's not a little. I mean,
30,000 maybe.
It could surprise me if there was a lot more people than I think. But we actually stayed. Where did we stay again?
It was on Douglas Island.
Yes.
So there's a island that is like immediately west of Juneau. There's a bridge that connects it.
Yes.
So a lot of people live there.
Yes. And like the downtown business areas is in Juneau across from that. That's like the heart of the city. And literally doesn't even take that long to get anywhere.
Yeah, it's all
in
pretty
this
quick.
whole place. And that's the thing is, there's no in and out. Like, you don't drive into Juneau.
Right.
That's physically impossible. You have to be by plane or by boat.
Yep.
Which is far from what I'm ever going to get used to. Or ever imagine living in a city like that. So, that was a little mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's just... Never experienced that being like, you know, mainland U.S. Technically mainland U.S., you know, the lower 48, whatever. But like, we actually drove basically to every area you could drive. So we went all the way south.
Yep.
And Juneau ends like at this place called Thane. The road just stops. And then we drove all the way north up to Eagle Beach or something. You go through Auk Bay.
Yeah.
And then there's like a beach there that we stopped by to watch the sunset. Anyways, the road just stops. It doesn't go further. And then same thing, Douglas Island. That island doesn't even have a road that goes all the way around. The north side, it goes a little bit and then it stops.
Yeah.
Same thing on the south side. That's all there is. I mean, they have everything there. So like, there's a saying they call there, or say there, like if you live in Juneau, but you live in the valley. So there's the valley there where a lot of people live, the suburbs and whatnot. Like Mendenhall Valley, where the big glacier is. That's where like, what is it? A lot of other stores are. So it's like they have most of the stuff they need, but it's still weird that you can't just drive out. Like I think most people will fly in, or like if they're going north to other places in Alaska, like Anchorage, they're just gonna fly.
Well, you had to change
I spilled coffee in my shirt, so I changed it.
So I think maybe, I don't know, top top would be the glacier. I think for sure.
Yeah, the glacier right there.
People would go to. My niece told us that in the winter, it gets really cold. That literally the whole lake, river, whatever that part is, freezes over. That you can walk across, and you can walk because there's a path that you go to the glacier. But if it freezes over the way it has, you can literally skip that path and walk straight across, straight to the glacier. And there's a little the one we saw where the waterfall was. It's like a little beachy area.
Nugget Falls, yeah.
That you can actually see the glacier like straight across, which I thought was pretty cool. We didn't actually get to go. I think that was okay, and what we were told, like, we wouldn't be able to go underneath anyway because it melted so much.
Oh, because they have caves there inside the glacier. I don't know. The whole thing is kind of like gray, but they're saying like you should have a tour guide that like knows the area that can take you through, as opposed to just going up and going in because it could be unsafe or whatever.
Right.
So I guess they shift a lot. Like that cave could collapse or a new one forms, especially in the summer too. It's kind of risky. I mean, it's not like it was that warm. Juneau Peak.
Oh yeah, Juneau Peak.
Yeah, that was cool. What was really nice about that with Juneau is like that mountain is right there, immediately east of the town. It's like the hills, and it just goes up like 1,800 feet, and then it goes up more into the mountains there. So you can take the tram like we did, and that saved us like an 1,800 feet hike.
Yes, it did.
And then I think we hiked the rest of the 1,800 feet.
Saved my breath too.
To Juneau Peak.
Yes.
So like it's pretty nice. When we got up there, we could see like all around. We could see Juneau, Douglas Islands, the other mountains. There's Mount Juneau too. We didn't go on that one. There's like a whole trail that kind of like loops around. There's like a big loop.
It's very different when you're down on the ground with people and shops and stores and cars, and then you're like, oh, I want to go hiking. You get up there, it's literally mountains. That's all the rest that you see. Everywhere around you, there's just mountains. And then you look down, oh, there's a little town. It's like, no, that's Juneau. It's not just a little town that's just there for when you get back. You need some gas for your car, or just to grab a bite to eat because you're hungry. It's literally, that's where people live. Every day. That's the locals. This is the capital. And then they're just surrounded by mountains and water. But that was just very surreal to just get to the top. And then all it is just mountains. And we got lucky with the week that we went because it was actually a nice day.
Yeah.
So when we got to the top,
perfect.
Wasn't windy. Wasn't like the sun beating down on you. It was great. That was like the perfect day.
I think the only thing there was like these, they had those little gnats there that bite you.
Oh god.
So those were annoying.
That thing chewed my skin.
As soon as you stop moving or you slow down, they start attacking you.
But yeah, like you were saying, that trail, because there was a woman that was up there. She was like, yeah, she was meeting her friends, or her friends took the whole trail loop around, and I'm like, nope. No. If I worked out for a long time and was prepared mentally and had all the snacks and water that I needed, then maybe. But I don't know how long that trip would have taken.
Yeah, that lady is like a trailblazer.
She is.
She was lighting it up.
Good for her, like, but goodness.
Since 10 a.m. Because I think when we got to...
Oh yeah, she started early.
The peak, I think it was like 3 o'clock, something like that. It took us like maybe a little over an hour.
Right.
Hour 20 minutes from the tram, the part where you just get up there, and then it was like...
If you are into seafood, this is the place to be.
It's really expensive though, honestly. I mean, I think you're better off just getting crab and taking it home, but like, yeah, it was good.
Well, that's the other thing you gotta remember. It's a lot of this stuff is pretty pricey, but you gotta remember that they have, what do you call it? Travelers. They have the big cruise ships that come in.
We gotta talk about this part too.
Every day there's a season that these people come in. So when we were there, I didn't realize how many people were in downtown. I'm like, wow, this is a lot of people for this small of an area. And then I realized, oh, there's a big cruise ship. There's not just one. There's not just two. There's like top 4 that we saw.
Yeah, there
docked.
was like 4 or 5.
And we're talking the big cruise ship. So it's like no wonder you're seeing like 10 different jewelry shops.
That
like,
part was so
how many
weird.
jewelry shops does this town need?
There's like 10 jewelry
Bailey.
shops, and there's like always some guy like outside. You know, it's like that kind of stuff you'd see like in I don't know, like Vegas or something. It's like, I guess the people on those cruise ships have money, like liquid money.
Well, yeah, because
like they're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy some jewelry. Well, because I'm on vacation.
Well, a lot of those people are foreigners too.
Yeah, foreigners.
They're older.
Or just older.
Older foreigners.
Wealthier.
Yeah, and they're going on these big cruise ships, and you know those cruise ships are already expensive, so it's like, why not? So that's where all the jewelry comes in, all the fancy like fur stuff. And, yeah, I'm like, ugh, I just want a keychain. That's all I want. Keychain and a magnet.
Like maybe
that's
a shirt
it.
or something.
Yeah. So just be prepared when you're at that time of the year. You're gonna see a lot of people.
I think the season is May to September, if I remember. So June, you know, we were in the heart of that.
Bailey
and like that was like the whole time. I mean, the ships are only there for like half the day, or 3/4 of the day or something. But like, yeah, they would always be switching out. You'd see them pull in like at night, leave the next day. It was kind of interesting because like where we stayed at on Douglas Island, you could see that whole area from the other side. Because it's like you go across the bridge, and then we had to go south. So it's like you can see the whole everything. Yeah, so it's definitely like a touristy town. I mean, there's
very touristy.
There is other local stuff there. Like there's a lot of bars, a few breweries. There's a really nice distillery we went to.
The Alaskan brewery is there.
Yeah, Alaskan. There's some new microbreweries too. But I mean, everything, the nature there was just so beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, like that hike on the Juneau Peak, going to all the beaches around there, like in the bay. Like Alk Bay was nice. And then that Eagle Beach was cool. There's, I don't know if that was Eagle Beach or the other.
Was that the one that was like really wide open, very quiet?
I don't know.
The one that we walked out on? There was one that we walked out on.
Yeah, the one you're...
Check my vlog for that one.
Definitely, we'd like to go back.
Oh, yeah.
Tickets are a little expensive. I mean, it's not cheap.
Even the Airbnb wasn't that cheap.
The Airbnb wasn't that cheap either.
But I'm assuming just because it's small, like...
I think everything's just expensive there. I mean...
Yeah, people are gonna tour there anyway. I
don't know. I feel like the people that work there, some of the jobs, they get paid more just because of the danger. Yeah. I don't know what it is that drives the economy. Or it's like... Or that's the wrong way to say it. Like, what drives the price up in that economy? Right. But I think also it's the tourism, too.
I think mainly it's the tourism.
It's harder to meet that demand, you know, for other stuff. Yeah, definitely recommend that trip. Yes. I think if you want to see the glacier... I would go earlier, like maybe late spring, or go like maybe
early spring.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be snow there still.
I would
but like
go early.
If you wanted to go to the caves part, I would probably do that. And then
it gets very,
we didn't
very
do it,
cold.
but you can do the helicopter tour too.
There's a lot of different tours, boat tours,
yeah,
whale watching. You can go to I think other little like islands. I don't think people live there, but you can just go there and like nature watch. Like you can go see bears, whatever. Obviously, don't go near the bears, but you can see that whale watching. They can go on like crabbing boat tours too.
You probably should have stayed longer.
You can do helicopter tours, plane tours on the seaplanes. You can do stuff like that. We saw a few of them taking off. We saw a lot. A lot of helicopters.
Yeah, they're like in constant rotation.
I was like,
there's like always
gracious.
4 helicopters in the air at one time.
Yeah.
Like 2 going the one way.
Again,
2 coming back to do the glacier tour.
Not used to helicopters just flying in the air. They're up there for a reason, which is like news or emergency or, you know, not a ride. So to see 4 of them just flying around just in the noon hours of the day, it's like, oh, that's right. They're touring people. So
there's definitely a lot to do there. I mean, like I think going fishing in the open sea, that would be nice on a charter boat. Doing the helicopter tour to see all the glaciers, because the glaciers go for a long ways. I think that's the main reason why you can't drive you can't just drive east, is because it's all glaciers and mountains. I don't know, you can't compare that remoteness to anything down here in the lower 48. At least places that have water. And to still have like that many people live there and have like, it's pretty amazing. You know, like, people can make that work out. And they choose to stay there too.
So I did record our adventure there in one of my April Venture videos for Juneau, Alaska. And you can check it. I'll put a link in the description below, so click on that so you can check that video out and you can actually see our experience. and the things that we got to do while we were in Juneau last year. So that is it for Let's Talk Juneau, Alaska. And if there's anything you'd like to comment on or add to what we said, you can put it in the comments below. And if you have a suggestion for a topic that we should talk about, let us know and we might just talk about it. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe for more, and we will see you next week.
Yes,
Bye.
we'll see you next week. Bye.